Outputting, I just got excited. No, int main, under int main is the tinawag na niyo and function, tapos an output is, so just got amoy ni itiya output. So if you have your computers there, you want to visit www.school and follow as I discuss about functions. Now, this is an example of, so represent may entire screen na lang. Okay, nagbabarobalhin kita. So, kikita na niyo yung presentation. Now, before I continue to the function, so ang iba na may group, may pair, may ka-pair, dinahan ko ano wala pa ka-present, you can still present. Pero, consider today or after the examination para may nakamove quiz and activity on their pre-finals. Pero iya score is dire na kung na di 40, mga 30 or 25 na lait maximum score niyo kung ma-perfect niyo. Kaya since wala panulot, I don't know what kind of thing you have. So, yun. You can still present, but more importantly, for those who work converted to full online, you have to present it while we are doing a virtual. If you fail to present, automatic zero. I hope that was clear. Now let's move on to the function. So here you can see it was outputted 3 times. So nakatulo tawaga the function. And as you can see here, kapatanta na lang para makita natin yung change. So, if aton output supposedly is magiging upat na I just got excited. As you can see here, nakaupat hiya tawaga, and nakaupat hiya igin execute. Now, functions, declaration, and definition. So, it functions as two parts, which is the declaration and then the definition. So, the declaration, the return type, the name of the function, and parameters if any. And the parameters will be discussed later on. Now, definition, the body of the function or the code to be executed. So, example natin kanina, and inihiya, I just got excited, was the definition or the block of code inside the function. Now, please take note of this example wherein if a user defines a function such as my function is declared after the main function, an error will occur. Ibig sabihin, kung function, may function, gintawag niyo, tapos ang pag-declare niyo yung function is under int main, error ito. So, you can do this by however, it is possible to separate the declaration and the definition of the function for code optimization. You will often see C++ programs that have functions declaration above main and function definition below main. This will make the code better organized and easier to read. So, for example, this one. So, DD been declared, there were two parts, the declaration. So, the declaration is void my function. As you can see, what I did, curly brace. Okay, end statement na hiya because of the semicolon. So, the definition was, under, so kukupyahan mo lang void my function, then bubutangan mo na hiyahin parameter, if any. Added parameter na kabutang. So, an block of code is declared under the main method. So, yung tawag niyo yung function, again, let's try this again. So, sa aton output is mag to duha. Duha nga, I just got excited. So, as you can see here, and this one. Now, kung tanggalon natin yung declaration di diha igbaw ni int main, as you can see, may the error na ibig sabihin, my function was not declared in this scope. So, balik kahiya. Again, kinanglan niyo anay i-declare hiya haigbaw ni in main. Was that clear? Klaro? Now, let's go now to function parameters. Di ba kanina functions may dati ni nga parameters that was gonna be later on gonna be discussed. So parameters and arguments. Information can be passed to functions as a parameter. Parameters act as variables inside the function. So parameters are specified after the function name. Inside the parentheses, you can add as many parameters as you want. Just separate them with a comma. Now, this is the syntax for a parameter. So as you can see here, there are 3 declared parameters, and this again is in this part is the block of codes that are needed to be executed. Now, the following example has functions that takes a string called fname as parameter. When the function is called, was passed along as first name, which is used inside the function to print the full name. So, in this example, may nakita sinisiri nga string fname. So, as you can see here, and see out is the fname. So, the fname na hinabo nga variable. Now, the function gintagan natin in parameter Liam, Jenny, and Ange. And as you can see here, may dadidigin output niya, apelyido. So, i-output niya is Liam, ref, SNS. Panunta daw ito. Sino kita karakan? Siguro mga anak ko ini. Let's say, mga anak ko ini hara. So, kintawag ko lang function and then put a string value. As you can see here, he Liam, he Jenny, and he Anja. Now, answer it is the printed whole name. Excuse me. Now, pwede tagyapin eh. Let's try. Tanggalon inihiya, butangan natin hin, semicolon didi, tas inihiya. Copy natin yan. Copy natin ini, nga diha ubos. Now, ini is, butangan natin hin, semicolon. Or, let's just do this. Tanggalon natin ni curly brace, tapos, yada. At ibibilin is si semicolon. Let's try if dumara. So, now the beauty of program is you can explore. Explore until your heart's content. Kung may curious ka, magdata ini, inasa rin kanina, dos ni infinite, pwede kita magbutan ang definition niya, ang declaration at ikaw. Let's try each possibilities para masatisfy kita aton mga royal sikon. So, if you want to explore, again, just explore, just do it. There's nothing wrong in exploring under your codes. Pero may nakita sinisiring nga, kung nadara, sabi na ibang mga program, kung nadara, ay napag-ranti. So, as you can see, gintanggal ko di ang definition, ginka di ko kaubos, and it still works. So, kung tanggalon natin di void my function, tapos, supposedly, this is the declaration now, and this is the definition now of a function, and I think, error it magawa. As you can see, my function, Liam, Jenny, and Anja is not declared. my function was not declared in the scope. So, line 9, which is Leah, ma-error talaga. So, di na iya ma-proceed kan may function dyan, may function tansya. Was that clear? So, kung ibalik natin niya, na-declare na yung mga functions and then, doon, boom, may output. Was that clear? So, nakakahabol ba? Diri ba madagmit, diri ba kuan, klaro ba tag boses, kay ba kasi nagina ka nagdili guys, diri nga mo nakaka-understand. Klaro ba? So, if you have questions during my lecture, you can just push the raise hand button, or you can just press Control Alt H like this, Control Alt H, and automatic ma-notify ito di diha ako niya nag-raise dahil hand. Diba na? Control Alt H. So as you can see, nag-raise in hand si Mr. Artiga. Klaro na ba? Hello? May dako ba ka istorya?
Yes, sir.
Oh, singkulatory ko
Yes,
ka
sir.
istorya. So, kung klaro na kita itong dito part, I will continue. Now, let's go to those that was parameters and arguments under function. Now, let's go to default parameters. So, default parameter value, you can also use a default parameter value by using the equal sign. So, as said here, you can use default parameter equal sign by just declaring equal sign. So, if we call the function without an argument, it uses the default value Norway. Let's say, let's try this one. As you can see, write it yourself. So, in this block of code, wherein my function outputted the country which is declared as variable inside the parameter country, string type country, and its default value is Norway. As you can see, there is an equals here, equals to Norway. So my function was called 4 times, and the third one doesn't have a value, fixed value. So the default value now for the third my function is Norway, as you can see here in the output. So since the country is my default value, which is Norway, di ka nga ni makagbot ang parameter inside it. Ang pagtawag ng hand function, automatic, Norway it magawas. So, tanggalan natin ni India. Automatic, magiging matatanggal yung India, tapos mababalyo kan Norway. So, at output is duha nga Norway. So, again, kitaon ka kung dumara. So, copy natin inihiya, nga diha ubos ni int name, tapos from curly brace is tanggalon natin, test from here, so here, i-delete natin. So, again, let's try kung dumaray yan. Pero, in the past, may error. So, default argument given from parameter 1 of void may function string country. So, may function string country Norway. Void function. Siya ba? So there was an error occurred. Bangin na sobraan parenthesis. Okay, so hindi yan nadara. Let's see. Let's recommend ako na copy nga sa'yo. So, asya, nakopy ko iyahin. Sakto. So, yan. So I guess diri na dara ko may danim default value. So nag-error hiya. So ibig sabihin, okay, let's try it from Highland. Nagita parameters and argument wherein diligahan try it yourself. So delete natin ini hiya. Wait. Kapihon natin adi. Space natin niya didi. Tapos try natin hiya nga i-grant ko na dara. Di ba kanina? Ako din himo is dumara hiya. Now, kung dumara, let's try putting here a default value which is Matthew, my name. So, tas matawag kita didihin, may function. Tawag kita kan may function. Tapos, tanggalon natin iti value inside the parameter. Let's try kung dumara. Oh, dumara. So what was the difference between the two codes? Dumara. Okay. Let's try declaring this one again. So it dumara here. Let's try refreshing the page. So the default one was here, right? Adi daw tatanggalan. Tanggalan natin niya run anay. So I think sa ID ilan. Okay. Tapos tanggalan natin. Let's try again. So Norway string country. But dumad na didi string ethnic. Tapos didi kalulugiri. Default argument given so parameter 1 of void may function std string. Okay. String. Okay. Previous specifications in void may function as the string here. Okay. So, according to W3 school, pagabat ko didihan, didiha may default parameter, may the library nga diri na dara. Oray kasi, kuno. Let's try again. May na kuno. I guess a library. Let's see. Asya. Library. So, diri ko no, himay function std string nababasahan. Void my function. Review specifications in void functions. I think a library was not declared in this specific try it yourself page. Not like hadi nga usa. Okay, as you can see here, this is the parameters and argument page. Di man niya. Parameters and argument page try it yourself. Now this is default parameters. This one. So default parameters ani gani example. So no longer kinahanglan std I don't know what kind of library is IKEA kakapit. I think this one. So, so much for that. Basta, nadarahiya. So, itatry natin na doon. Can you can you give me the online compiler IDE that you were using? It's either you chat it or you paste it on the chat box, or send it in chat box, or just tell me the website. So para ma-kuan natin, ma-confirm natin ini ha actual IDE nga complete package. There is ugad hading nga if the IDE is necessary la for the example. So as you can see, nadarahiya. So binbulag natin declaration yan definition. So nadarahiya. So you can see here. Now, can you give me the excuse me, the link? Replit. Okay, let's type in replit. Replit. P plus. Sa batak ka. Replit. Replit. C plus plus. Ito. Sa batak. Replit.com. Kore ko kasi C++ nga. Okay, nadara. So nadara talaga iya. Okay, so nga di kita kan default parameters. Try it yourself and then let's copy this code, put it inside the uh, compiler, then tanggalon natin yung USA, copy natin yung function para ibulag natin yung definition niya bulag natin yung definition yung declaration. So let's try running this one. Oh,
Di rin, di na tiyak ang haang. Asya nga ni Gilid Bia, actually,
I don't know what kind of yes, hinayon. We have
Kaya sir,
a
doble na kasi sa rate value siguro. I-remove daw sa rate value nga Norway ha, ubos. Bottom sir.
parameter. Do you mean the parameter?
Nor butang lang sir ang string country. Norway lang.
Tatanggalon ni Norway ngayon equals.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Okay. Kaduha ngayon nag-declare an parameter. For an excuse lang ha. Wait lang. So sorry for that. May kasi kuan hapon niya. So na-solve na natin ang reason kung kaya kinadoble nga. Pero kay nadaraman yan. Wait, kaya natin sa. Okay. Di ko yun napansin. Ano ba yan? So, didingay rin nga yan hiya ka declare. Okay. Ayun, yung example rin nga ini default value ang mga dumara. So, kung butangan natin yan default value. Kaya pala. Ang mga dumarad video, yung tapos wala ni matipa niyo. So, now you've learned from my mistake. So, now, let's continue. So, tapos na kita kuan, default parameter. Let's go to multiple parameters. Again, before I continue, question so far. Nakikita man niyo ano kung ano taging bubuhat din ano? Kaya naka-share kasi tapos na screen.
Yes, sir.
So, again, if you notice something, feel free to interrupt me while I'm talking here para makasabot niya pa kung may dako pa ka-istorya. So now, let's go to multiple parameters. Inside the function, you can add as many parameters as you want. You can see on this example, wait, before we go to that, something was here, there is something written here. Note that when you are working with multiple parameters, the function call must have the same number of arguments as there are parameters, and the arguments must be passed in the same order. So here we have my function. Inside my function is string, fname, and int age. So may na kita duha na. String and int. First name and age. Now, the block of code to be executed is i-output ko ng fname. Tapos, this is apelyido. Ay, yan, mababal na lang ito. So, this is an apelyido. Tapos, this is the age and the output years old. So, now, as you can see here, it is separated by a comma. So, the output should be 3 years old, then 14 years old, and then Anja 30 years old. So now, let's try changing this to a accurate family name. So, mga anak ko lagi natin na ako nag-example. So, you can see Liam 3 years old, 14 years old, and 30 years old. Now, again, let's copy this one. Put it below the definition and then running it. So if you do this daw, most programmers do this daw, and it makes their codes much more organized and much more understandable. Now, kung magbutang kita didihin, di ba kanina natin error na nakita ni Mr. Hinayon was didi may dangayan default parameter. Now, let's try putting it below wherein didi kita hit definition magbubutang in default parameter very a declaration. Tangan natin hin. Excuse me. Tapos si Kia age is natin hin. Ayaw, malalagas ang adoro. At 20 la ako. 20 years old. So I think mag-e-error rin. I think. Oh! Pare ko may tawagan. So, naman nakatungurog. Eh, sabi ko na, mag-error. So, kinanglan talaga, have the parameters na default value is add to ha. Excuse me. So, please take note of that. Ana ko nahimo kanina nga mistake nga inihiya is ay pagbutang igihap didi. So, iya default value is kada laha declaration side. A definition side is leave it blank pero may the string if string and you can declare and int kung int and you can declare. Was that clear? Klaro ba? Questions about multiple parameters. Questions? Alright? So I will continue. Now, let's go to multiple parameters, return value. So the return keyword. The return value, the void keyword used in the previous example indicates that the function should not return a value. If you want the function to return a value, you can use a data type such as int, string, and so on, instead of void, and use the return keyword inside the function. So this is the example. This example returns the sum of a function with two parameters. Adilot ito. So we will try them all. Now this one is the basic example wherein the function is dire na void. So int na hiya. Int my function, then nag-declare kita didihin variable nga x, tapos it iya return type is return 5 plus x. Now tawagon natin hi function and imbutangan niya hin 3. So it iya output is 8 because si 3 may nga di kan x, tapos si 5 i-add kan 3. Then we have the answer of 8. So let's try changing this to 5. So again, as you can see, 5 plus 5, 10. Now let's do the separation of declaration and definition. Let's try kung mag-error yan. So, para yan mag-error, let's return it to its original number, which is 3. Supposedly, the number we'll get is 8. So, there. Now, that was one parameter, which is int x lang. Now, madiluwat kita ha, 2 parameters. So, the same process, kikitaon natin kung i5 and 3, 8. Tapos, butangan natin di return value rin 5 pa. Possibly 13, di ba? 13 with the answer. Again, please remember, if kung magsa-separate ka mong value, use comma. Or, mag-declare ka mong parameter, i-separate lang yan, gamit it, comma. Now, let's try again to excuse. Separating the declaration from the definition, and there was no error. Yes, there were no errors occurred. So let's try fixed value wherein x equals to 5. and y is equals to 3. Ano, para may iba naman output. 5 yan. And, so supposedly the answer will be anyone 5 plus 5 plus 10. Hello, you still there? So 20, I guess. So boom, right output, and there you have it, 20. So what the things that you are seeing in my screen is me exploring the codes. So direct no longer needed na nato ninihi kuan i-reflect. So this was two parameters. Now this one is you can also store the result in a variable. Okay, so in this example, you can see nag-declare din in z, tapos iginsulod hi may function kan z. Then gin output is z, and then there you have a. Iba naman, pagkagutuin man ito nga. So here, the function was declared to int, not void. Tapos nagbutang nito nga parameter which is x and y. Then the x na yung y gin-add. And then we put a value to them by calling the function and putting a value inside the parentheses. Then storing it in the variable z. Then we output the z. So that's how we come up with this answer, output. Now, let's move on to pass by reference. So this will be the last thing that I would be discussing because our time is nearly over and I need to take our screenshot. Now, pass by reference. So under function, there is a topic about pass by reference. In the examples from the previous pages, we use normal values when we pass parameters to a function. You can also pass a reference to the function. This can be useful when you need to change the value of the argument. So here, we have void swap numbers because we are going to change excuse me, we're going to change values inside the parameter. As said here, this can be useful when you need to change the value of the argument. Now, swap nums. Tapos, the block of code to be executed is int z equals to x and x equals to y equals to z. Now, here was declared first number n. Then the second number is 20. Before swap, you need to put okay. So this is before after. So first num, then second num was outputted. Now, gintawag na yung function. Then first num, then second num. And after the swap, first num, second num. So, can anyone see how did the swap happen? Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
So Can anyone tell me how did the swap happen? So gintawag didi nga part code swap num, which is our function. Tapos igimbutang didihi first num tapos the second num, which is 10 and 20. So the output is before the swap, an output is 10 20. Now after swap, he 20 10 na. So he 20 na nga dikan first num tapos he 10 na nga dikan second num. And the declaration of output is the same as before swap. As you can see here, first num, second num, second num. Now, can someone explain what they know about how did the swap happen? Ano yun? So the call ends in 10 minutes. So let's discuss this on our face-to-face face-to-face schedule because the